Hi everyone, welcome to my channel again, and I'm so excited. So today we have another special guest, a fantastic friend of mine, a colleague in the tech space. So we've got Mayowa here with us today. She's a business analyst, and she's going to tell us what it means to be a business analyst, and just tell us what a day in her life looks like. So thank you for joining us, Mayowa. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi guys. So my name is first of all, thanks for inviting me onto your channel. So
Thank
my
you.
name is
You're
Mayowa,
welcome.
and I'm a business analyst. So I actually studied law in uni for a bachelor's degree, and I studied film and
Interesting.
television for my master's, and then I'm currently a business analyst. So completely, two different worlds. But yeah, when I left uni, I went into support work for mental health support work for a bit. For I think I was there for 2 years because I wanted something flexible at that time, and
Mm.
it was good. It was rewarding, but I didn't really enjoy it. And I knew that I could be more and I can do more because come on, I've got a degree. So yeah, and I just pivoted, found my way into the world of tech, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. So yeah, that's a bit about me.
Wow, that's an interesting story from lore to I don't even know how to. I can't comprehend it. So how does a lawyer become a business analyst? How did that work? And why business analyst? Tech is so broad.
Yeah.
Why business analyst? But how did you switch in the first place?
Yeah. So when I actually studied law in uni, I didn't study law because I had a passion for law. Funny enough.
Everyone says that most times. Anyone that switches most times always say that.
Literally. So I didn't study law because I had a passion for it. My dad is a doctor, my mom is a nurse. I come from a very academic
Okay.
family, and then I thought to myself, what is the next thing to doctor and lawyer? What can I, no, doctor and nurse, what can I study that will be up there as well? And then law came to my head. I actually studied psychology for my first year. No, I did psychology actually, but I didn't like it, so I switched to law. Funny enough, but anyway, that's a different story for another day. But but yeah, so I ended up choosing law, and yeah, I did well in law. I got a 2-1, which I'm very proud of. But then, when I was studying law, I just knew that this is not what I want to do. Like, I did the whole going to court thing. Mooting is called mooting. I did the whole, criminal law, intellectual property, but I just knew that this wasn't what I
Mm.
wanted to do. So funny enough, when I was in uni, I met someone, and he just looked good. Like, he just looked like he had his things together, like he had his shit together. Okay, let
Mm.
me not swear. It looked like he had everything going on for him. He was driving a nice car. He just got a nice house as well, and he just seemed
Mm.
happy. And it seemed like, the work that he was doing wasn't stressing him out that much. And, it just looked like he had a nice work-life balance. And it was even going into first class. Is it first class or business class in the aeroplane? And then I was like,
Well, they're both different.
yeah. Well, it was going into first class business class. I don't know, but it wasn't entering economy, Sha. It wasn't, entering economy. And I was like, bro, please, what do you do? Because I know you don't. It doesn't bank fraud. I know that it doesn't do fraud. So I was like, what do you do? Like, what job do you do that is? Why is it bringing? Yeah, what do you do? And he said it's a business analyst, and I've never heard of business analyst before. And he said, yeah, I'm a business analyst. So I was
Wow.
like, so how do you? What skills do you need to become a business analyst? And he explained to me that, you need to have great communication skills. You need to be a people's person. And at that time, I thought it was impossible to be a business analyst because it was a big man, and, he had all these nice things going on. So I thought, can I, is this attainable? Basically, I thought to myself, is this
Yeah.
attainable? So that was the first time I actually came across, a business analyst, and, the word business analyst. And for some reason, after uni, I think this was, yeah, after uni, when I was working in support work, I said, okay, you know what, I spoke to someone that was a business analyst before and he was doing well, so maybe I should look into being a business analyst as well, you know, because at that time I was a bit older and I was a bit more mature, and I knew that, you know what, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. So yeah, I looked into it, did a boot camp, and yeah, so the rest was history. But it was well, and I did my research as well. You know, I did my research that, okay, what do I actually need to become a business analyst? Do I need to learn how to code? Do I need to, you know, what skills do I need? And I think all the skills that came out when I researched, you know, what it's like to be a business analyst, such as, you know, requirement elicitation, good communication skills, managing stakeholders. I was like, okay, you know what, I'm an outgoing person, so I think I'm a people's person as well to an extent. So you know what, I think this might be good for me. So yeah, the rest was history. But it was the money, to be honest with you. Like, it was only like what, 500-600 pounds per day. That was a good motivator for me, and then everything else just fell in place after that. But yeah.
So it's fair to say that you're flying business class right now, and first class, right?
It's coming, not yet, but I know it's coming because I just started my journey, so I'm still in the junior role. But I know that once I start contracting, it's coming. So I'm just
we'll get to that soon.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
All right, cool. So I mean, that's interesting. That's an interesting transition, and it also shows that if you no matter what your background is,
Yep.
you can do whatever you set out
Literally.
to do, right? And it's really encouraging to hear that.
Yeah. Literally.
Because I studied business and management. I started with economics, and I moved to business and management, and now I'm an agile coach. So you know, yeah, it's quite similar to, I've got insurance background also. So many other things. So yeah, I relate to your story a lot.
Yeah.
I understand how it goes.
Yeah. And I was going to mention something. A lot of people feel like, you know, I get a lot of questions. Do I need to know maths, or do I need to know data? Do I need to have studied IT or computer science at uni before I, you know, go into tech? But you absolutely do not need to have those things. You don't. As long as you've got, you know, the hunger to learn new things, and you know, your head is switched on, and knowledge, experience, that's what you need. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm sure, obviously, we're talking it now. We're making it. You know, we're not saying so many things that happen in the background. So I just want you to tell us what the experience has been like so far. You know, and challenges you faced.
Yeah.
As a business analyst, as a new business analyst.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I am loving it. Of course, you know, it's got its challenges, but this is the best job I've ever had in my life. You know, I've worked as a support worker. I've worked in sales, business manager. This is the best job I've ever had, because, you know, I've got great work-life balance. I've got, you know, autonomy to set myself my task. You know, I've got the autonomy to basically do what I need to, what I've got the autonomy to, sorry, I'm trying to get the right word. I've got the autonomy to do what I want to do, but as long as I get what I need to get done, if that makes sense. You know, no one is micromanaging me. There's no manager, you know, asking me, oh, when are you here? When are you there? No, just do as long as I do what I need to do, I deliver my deliverables on time within the timeline that I've been given, I'm good. So first of all, that's what.
So you're being empowered to make your own decisions.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I set my own calendars, I set my own task, I manage my own time. You know, sometimes even in the afternoon when I feel a bit tired, I can literally just, you know, work a bit later. You know, and no one is just down my neck. But maybe it's because of the type of environment I'm working in. I don't know, because I know it's different for everyone. But yeah, how is it like being a new junior business analyst? Well, a new business analyst. Yeah, it's really, really good. I would highly recommend it, to be honest with you. So I would say that my confidence has definitely improved because, you know, my role entails, setting up meetings to elicit requirement from stakeholders about their current process. And sometimes it could be, I don't know, 5 stakeholders at once. And I'm not gonna lie, like at first when I did it, I was quite nervous and my voice was shaking. But over time, you sort of, get used to it, and then you overcome that shyness and you get more confident. But yeah, so speaking to stakeholders to understand their current process, so that's called assist. And then speaking to them, asking them, so what about this process don't you like? So what about this process would you feel could be better in the future? So that's the desired state. So it's just sort of eliciting requirement from them and just not taking their word as it is. That if, for example, 5 different stakeholders could have different solutions or different ideas of what they envision the future state to be. So it's about you challenging the stakeholders and sort of challenging them that is this really necessary? Okay, is that gonna work? Do you think that is, because sometimes stakeholders feel like they know what the business needs, but they don't actually, not necessarily all the time. Do you understand? So my role as a business analyst is to just challenge their thought process and challenge their way of thinking, and then recommend solutions to them that, okay, what, I think we could add in emails to make this manual process more efficient, or we can integrate this system with another system to to make it more efficient, because that's our job as a business analyst, right? Like just looking for ways to make processes more efficient, and then just analyzing what we need to get from the desired state, from the current state to the future state, and then just closing that gap. So that's what my role entails. And then of course there's a lot of meetings, there's a lot of speaking to stakeholders, and then of course your confidence is going to improve. So that's what I do. That's the basics of business analysis.
Right. So sounds like a lot. Sounds like a lot. It is a lot, but obviously I'm sure there's a lot of reward for that amount of work, right?
There's definitely a lot of reward.
The fun part about what do you think is a salary range? What's a good salary range for business analysts?
So a good salary range could be from 30k upwards. So we're talking about what, from 30k to, I don't know, 100k, if you are permanent. Okay. And of course it depends on the years of experience that you've got as well. And then we're talking about so when we want to talk about making the good money, the contractors are earning good money. So a contractor could be earning anything from 250 to 1,000 pounds per day. Per day. Yeah. Wow. So I know a lot of business analysts. I know a couple of business analysts now earning like what, 500 pounds per day, 600 pounds per day. And it racks up, and it's a lot of money. So
those are the ones going on business class trips and first class trips.
Yes, those are the ones going on business class trips and first class trips. So the salary is really, really good. And I think one thing I like about it as well is that you can actually, let me let you ask the questions, because I feel like I don't want to. So that's the salary range.
That's all right. Okay, that's cool. So you said a bit about what you do and what the role of a business analyst is. So, but now, can you tell me a normal day at work for you, a day in your life? How does it go?
So a day in my life, I work remote most times. So my stand-up meetings, I have two stand-up meetings in a week, because I don't work in a fully agile environment. I work in waterfall/agile. So a day in my life, I'll probably wake up like around 9 a.m. if I'm not going to the gym. But if I'm going to the gym, I'll wake up around 7 a.m. But if I'm not going to the gym, I'll have a bit of a lie-in. I'll wake up around 9 a.m. for my 9:30 stand-up meeting. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I jump out of bed around 9:20 or 9:25, like literally 5 minutes to my meeting, which I absolutely love.
Oh, I mean, we have COVID to thank for all this, right?
Literally,
Thanks to COVID.
literally. And even
Yeah.
days when I don't have a stand-up meeting, I can, just have a bit of a lie-in. So, and then, wake up, and then I attend my stand-up meeting, and then in stand-up meeting, we basically discuss what we are currently working on, what we worked on previously, what we are working on today, and what we're going to work on in the future, and any obstacles that we are facing. So we discuss this in the stand-up meetings, and everyone has 1 minute each to discuss this, to have this discussion. And we don't actually stand up, by the way. So, because I know it says stand-up meeting, but we don't actually stand up. We sit down, behind the laptop.
That's very funny. So it's just another word for it. Is
Daily scrum.
Right?
Yeah, daily scrum. But I think every organizations have what they call it. Some people call it daily scrum, but I think they call us stand-up. They call us stand-up meeting because we don't actually have it every day, so it's not daily.
Right.
And then I check my calendar to see, what meetings I have. And I could have, a workshop, with stakeholders, eliciting an assist process or a to-be process. Or I could have a meeting where I'm having discussions with the solution architect, to discuss technical stuff. So I have these meetings, to be honest with you, and then after I have let's say I have my assist meeting or my to-be meetings. So after this meeting, then I just, sort of go off on my own to map out the process of what has been discussed in that meeting. And I always make sure I record my meetings as well, so I can go back and reference it. I know a lot of, senior business analysts, they actually don't record their meetings. I don't know how they do it, but me, I'm going to record my meetings for now because, so I can go back to it to actually refer and to, pinpoint, to make sure that, everything is accurate and everything is complete. Yeah, and then I just go back, draw out my map with VCO and, this workshop meetings, depending on the scope of the work I'm doing, this assist meeting or to be meetings could go for maybe like 3 weeks or a month, depending on the scope of work, depending on how huge the process was. Yeah. I know the last one I did, I was working with the HR and onboarding department. I think eliciting the assist process and to be process took me a month or more than a month, I think. And finishing that whole process took maybe 2 months, and then now it's my downtime because I'm sort of done with that. I've mapped out the process, I've sent it off to the stakeholders, they've signed it off. So regular every day I go for a walk. I could go to the gym as well during lunchtime, which is one of the reasons why I absolutely love, my current job. The fact that I can actually do other things as well. And I can I can eat well, I can make good dinner. I think that's then I could finish maybe around 3. No, it depends, maybe 4. But the closing time is 5, but you know how it goes. What?
So basically, you have a very, very, very good work-life balance.
Yes, I do. I've got a lovely work-life balance, and I absolutely love it. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So, going a bit deep into what you do now as a business analyst, all these meetings you have or trainings or, things you said you do, there are different tools you use, right? So can you give us a few tools you use as a business analyst?
So one of the tools that we use is Jira. So Jira is what we use to manage our task. So whatever task I am doing, I need to go into Jira and log in the task. And it is from this Jira software, this Jira board that the project manager uses during the stand-up so he basically clicks on everyone's name and everyone takes it by turn to talk about their Jira board and what they are doing So basically, you're justifying what's on your board, basically. So yeah, Jira is the software that we use. I know some other.
Sorry to cut you. So basically, so you use Jira for
Yeah.
transparency, so everyone can see
Yes. What everyone is
what's
doing.
actually what
Yeah.
everyone is doing. But did you know how to use Jira before you became a business analyst, or you had to learn it on the job?
I knew about Jira, and I had a bit because I went to a boot camp. I went to a business analyst boot camp before I secured my
Right,
BA role.
right.
So I had a bit of knowledge about Jira, but I mainly learned how to use Jira on my job, because everything that I did in that
Okay.
boot camp, it was just yeah. In fact, but
It was more like theory, right?
yeah. So I learned how to use Jira on my job. And yeah, and it's actually not difficult. It looks complex and it looks like it's difficult, and it's overwhelming. Some people that are using it first, or they might find it overwhelming, but it's really not. Like, you know what, human beings, once you do something often, you learn from it, and you get used to it. Yeah, so I mainly learned it on the job. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so what other tools?
What are the tools? Use Visio. So use Visio to map out the processes. The current process, the future process. Use Visio to map out the workflow of the process. And then what other tools? Excel. Use a lot of Excel as well for templates. When during the meeting, when the stakeholders are discussing their current process, so you be typing. You need to document the process as they are explaining it. So use a lot of, Excel to document the assist process, the to be process, and then the gap, and then the action. And then use emails, a lot of emails as well, because you need to reach out to stakeholders, you need to set up meetings, so use Teams and Outlook email. And what other tools do I use? I think that's what I use right now, to be honest with you. But I know it varies for a lot of organizations. For example, someone that's working in Agile might use, is it Miro? No, it's not Miro.
Oh,
Yeah, is it Miro? God,
Miro.
I can't remember. There's one tool.
Yeah, there's a Miro board. So Miro, it's Miro. There's a whiteboard collaboration.
Oh yeah,
tool.
We use that one as well, actually, in our retrospect meeting. Yeah, that one as well.
Yeah, so there's so many whiteboard collaboration tools. There's Miro, there's
Yes.
Then there's even Microsoft whiteboard.
Yeah.
That's in Vision. Yeah. So many of them. Apparently, earlier today I was discussing with someone, and I learned that you could use your whiteboard on Confluence also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was learning how to use whiteboard on Confluence today. It was a good feature. So I think that for me, that would be the go-to, because on Confluence, you could, when you put your post-it notes on Confluence, you could turn it into a ticket and just drag it into Jira, rather than manually putting it into Jira. So I didn't know it had that feature, but just like what you said earlier, we learned everything on the job.
Yeah, we do.
A lot.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. And there's Figma. That one is for like prototyping, isn't it? And for drawing out for prototyping, drawing out samples, basically. So it depends on the environment that you work in. It depends on the organization that you're working with. Everyone uses different tools. Some people use Azure DevOps instead of Jira, to manage their task. So, but those are the things I use anyway.
Right, I love that. So now this is what I want to ask is, in your opinion, I need your own opinion, not a general opinion. So, in your opinion, what do you think is the most common pitfall or misconceptions that people think about what you do, what a business analyst does?
I think one of the most misconception, and even I had this misconception before I became business analyst, is that the role of a business analyst is just to go into meetings. It's just to go into meetings and elicit requirements and listen to what the stakeholder is saying. That, oh, you want this? Okay, we're gonna have that. Oh, you want? Okay, don't worry, that's possible. We'll include that there. So just eliciting requirement without challenging what the stakeholder is saying, or without even thinking of, is this what the stakeholder is saying? Is this even possible? Do you understand? Or a lot of another huge misconception is people thinking that, you know, we just attend meetings and, you know, we just we just attend meetings and that's it. You know, very simple job, and it's easy to organize a workshop. You know, or maybe some people might think, oh, it's just 5 people. Oh, well, it's not difficult. But when I when I first elicited my first workshop, oh my goodness, or facilitating my first workshop, I was like, wow, because you could have like 5 senior peoples, you know, in the organization looking at you, and you have to ensure that, you know, you're organized. You have to ensure that, you know, you have to ensure that you're very, very confident as well. You have to ensure that you're asking them the right questions, and sometimes they can even challenge the questions that you're asking them as well. Sometimes they might even be rude to you, but you have to, you know, be calm and just compose yourself really, really well. Like, it's not easy, you know, organizing a workshop. It's not. Do you understand? Because it's like you're giving a speech.
I know it's, you know, basically you have to show them how valuable you are.
Yeah. Right? Essentially. So it's so we don't just go into meetings to, you know, to just ask what they want and then we just document it down. We actually have to like elicit, you know, we are drawing things out of them, you know, we are challenging them, you know, we're asking, okay, and then we have to think, okay, we have to think of the possibility of what they are asking for. We have to think, okay, is this possible? So of course that's when we have to go liaise with, let's say, I don't know, the data team or the solution architect, and, you know, so it's not just attending meetings and just talking and just documenting things and then giving it to the business. No, it's a lot more than that. So I think that's a huge misconception about business analysis, and a lot of people just think that, you know, it's an easy job. Yeah, cool, you know, it's flexible, but at the end of the day, like, you need to ensure that the processes and the requirements that you're eliciting, it is correct and it is accurate. If not, you know, it's trouble for you, isn't it? You don't want a system that is messed up, you know. The organization is relying on you to ensure that the system that they want to, and they're paying so much money for you potentially, so they're relying on you to ensure that the system that they want is going to deliver value and it's going to give them what they want. And it is your job as a business analyst to ensure that you are delivering what they want, if that makes sense. So there's a bit of pressure with that as well, if that makes sense. So
now I want you to help us, and for people that want to follow your footsteps, people that are looking for how to change careers, you know, and they don't know how to get into tech. Can you, you know, give us some tips on how to, or best practices so far, or on how to become a business analyst?
So the first thing I would say is you need to gain knowledge. Like, you need to actually understand what the role of a business analyst is. You need to gain knowledge. What I did was that I enrolled onto a boot camp to gain knowledge and to also gain practical experience as well. Even though what I learned in the boot camp isn't really what I'm doing right now, but at least, you know, I was able to gain a good extensive knowledge, and I think that really helped me in my interview. Just enroll into a boot camp, gain knowledge, take the practical very, very seriously, because I think in my cohort, I think I'm probably the only person that's managed to secure a business analyst role, and that's because I took it very seriously. I did not play, because I knew that what I'm doing, because I've seen it change people's lives. I've seen people entering first class. Okay, apart from that, but I've just seen that, you know, people actually, if you take it seriously, like, you could actually live a good life. Like, your life is going to upgrade. Do you understand? So
you could get financial freedom,
financial freedom, you know, financial stability. So there was just this inner passion in me that I just wanted to just do really, really well. So in the boot camp, in my practical experience, I think we were put in a group of 10. So there was 5 business analysts, there was 5 project managers, and I tell you, I was the only business analyst that showed up consistently. I was even teaching them how to use Azure DevOps that I wasn't even too sure about. I showed up, I wrote the user stories, I drew the maps, I did everything all by myself. I was stressed out, but I said, you know what, I'm not going to let you guys bring me down. I'm not going to allow it. I literally did everything. Like, I'll say 99% of the work, because some BAs also did some work as well, but then they weren't consistent. They didn't stick it out throughout. But I showed up, even though I didn't even know how to use maps. I drew out the maps. So being proactive, going out of your way. Do not wait for anyone to assign you task. Take on the task yourself. Or user story. There's AI these days. Go to Google, go to ChatGPT, go and learn how to write user stories. Do it yourself. How do you go to Google? How do I draw up maps? Go and learn how to draw the maps yourself. Do you understand? And even if the first version is not good, you get feedback. You get better, and that actually really, really helped me with securing my first job, because in my interview, I had to present a process that I'd made better, and I used a process map to present the process. Do you understand? And I think that really, really impressed the interviewers, and that's how they took me on. So so being knowledge, practical experience, be very proactive, be consistent as well, because I got a lot of rejections. I got a lot of, unfortunately, I had a lot of recruiters not even reach back out to me. I had a lot of companies not reach back out to me, but I was consistent and I didn't give up, and I kept applying, and eventually I managed to secure one, with the UK Parliament. Just I'll put that in there. Because even now I still can't believe it even till now, because I'm just like, because literally from nothing to, but consistency, persistency, doing research as well, going on YouTube, resource, asking questions. You need to ask questions. You need to speak to other BAs, pop up. What some people might be helpful, some people might not, and if they're not helpful, leave them, move on to the next person. The next person could be helpful. Like, don't let that deter you from asking questions. Ask questions. So what do you do? How do you do this? So and then your CV as well. You need to talk about the project that you've, don't just list out the responsibilities. Speak about, okay, so what project did you what projects did you take part in, and how did you contribute to the project, to the success of the project? So that's the advice I would give to people, really. Can I think of anything else? Just be proactive. Honestly, think out of the box. Ask questions, literally. So
Right. Whoa, it's been a lot. I've learned something from you today. I'm happy you found time to come, on this channel. Thank you so much